Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
D&D. After about 2-3 days, I was in trouble, and I didn't know for
You
what.
were in trouble for being on D&D when you didn't mean to.
I'm a D&D warrior.
You're a D&D warrior.
Welcome back to the GetBack Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Ayden Jones.
Damian Dusten.
You know, we got a lot to get into this time.
We do.
We got a lot to get into.
Episode 15.
Say that number one more time.
15. If I'm not mistaken, 15. Yeah.
This time we're not gonna say we back because they already know.
They
Now
already
they
know.
know. Now they know.
It's
We've
scheduled.
established ourselves.
Come on.
We
now.
do have a lot to unfold this time.
We do.
got basketball.
We
a lot
do.
to finish off with the season.
Absolutely.
A huge, tremendous, crazy card that we just had last night with UFC 317.
One of the best. One of the best this
And
year.
We got the draft. Some people coming into the league.
Yeah.
We got some important news. So first, I want to start off with UFC.
Let's do it. Let's break it down. Come on now, Twin.
You want to go from bottom? What you want to go?
Let's go to bottom up.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. 'Cause it was a beautiful card either way.
And I'm ready. To hit you. So obviously we have Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima in the bantamweight division, which, I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a very entertaining fight.
Can we start off? Peyton's improvement in 5 months has to be studied, and I mean that in full humbleness. It has to be studied. He basically, like, if you heard Joe, DC, everybody in the commentary, they were so impressed. How do you learn that much in 5 months?
That's what I'm saying, because I think Peyton Talbot's main concern that we had for him was how he was going to do on the ground. He did phenomenal.
Dog.
He did so good.
He had 12 defenses.
Believe it or not, I was actually poking fun at you yesterday when we were watching the fight. I was like, I don't know, Frank Ocean might have cooked them, but
Frank Ocean wrestled something, because you don't just learn that overnight.
That's
man.
what I'm
you
saying.
don't just learn that overnight.
Peyton Talbot for him to improve so good on the ground, and he had very good striking as well. I felt like he got Felipe on the jab a couple times, hit him with a couple straights, and I feel like he really maintained the good distance, as well as just overall control of that.
I think it was full momentum, and also just how he trained. Like, you can't tell me that if you are training against Peyton from that fight that he had in January to how he just fought you, like, that's almost a complete different fighter. How do you even train or mentally prepare for that when you don't know what's going in? He shot 15 takedowns.
Yep.
You only got 3 of them. There's no way he went into that fight thinking that would ever happen. So huge congratulations to Peyton. I'm gonna have to say that.
Oh,
wow.
absolutely.
Wow.
It's huge.
Wow.
And I think, especially in a loaded bantamweight division, for him to get a UD like this, where do you think this puts Peyton? And obviously not title contention. He's not there yet.
No way.
But till he fights somebody that we're like, oh, they're feeding him now.
I don't know about feeding, because he caught out somebody last night, which I was pretty shocked about. But honestly, I don't know.
I think
I think if he can get past that one after calling his own shot, especially because he got confident at their round, the first 2,
then we're gonna have to talk number.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly. Then you'll have to start talking. Where is he ranked at? Like, where are you gonna rank him at? But
I totally agree. And
when he got confident and he started talking,
and that's a perfect path too for him to call the shot. I think if Dana gives it to him, he wins. Then you've entered yourself into stardom, not superstardom with like Sean O'Malley,
with a good fan base. A
See,
very
stardom.
good fan,
but that's stardom, not superstardom, but stardom. So obviously the fight after
I
that
read
was
your diaries every line.
Come on now,
he got a good fan base.
He does, and I think that will definitely carry him in a bantamweight division where it's driven by still Sugar. I think Sugar is the main attraction.
I don't know. I feel like when you go to that top 5, it gets really crazy.
Marab has an awesome fan base as well.
Marab's fan base is a lot of Sugar fans going over.
Bantamweight has a great fan base if you really look at it.
I think it's active. Like, I think a lot of things with the smaller divisions, which I know we're gonna get into a little bit later, they're active and they're just quick. So when they fight, they get back in with it 3 months ago.
Oh, for sure. So obviously after that fight, we had our second fight of the main card, which was Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano in the lightweight division, with Beneil winning by decision. First of all, I want to get my thoughts real quick. Because this was a fight that I had no idea that it was going to end like this. I thought Moicano was going to be a little more active, not only with his striking,
he's not with his striking. He's
I thought on the ground he would be a much more.
He's
improved.
one of the best wrestlers in that whole division.
I wouldn't say wrestlers.
He's one of the best wrestlers, grapplers in that division. Prove me wrong. Yeah. He has some of the. I think he has top 3 most submissions in that division right now.
The way that, because Beneil did win, he won by decision, obviously, and I agree that he won. The way that he did win, though, with the clinching and bringing him down to the ground.
The fight itself was boring. Like, it was a boring fight. I think Moicano, for the fact that he knew that he was possibly down in that 3rd round.
Yep.
But Darush is going in so sluggish and just straight gas. I mean, both of them were gas, but Darush was throwing just straight. You couldn't, like, it's no way you couldn't catch him one time. Last 30 seconds of the fight, you shoot for a takedown. You don't deserve anything. The fight, let it go.
That's the thing I noticed with Moicano is his fight IQ. I just don't think is there yet for him to be competing with the top dogs yet. And I think
he likes getting paid. I think that because you're ranked 11 right now, what is you losing to the number 9 do for you?
People forget that he got absolutely just smothered by Islam in like 30 seconds.
I don't put that against him.
And we don't put that against him, but I'm just showing you that that's how far because that's probably what would happen if he fought anybody in the top 4 or 5.
In the top 7, possibly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me,
can we get past this one, bro? We had the fight of the year after this fight. Let it go. Their fight was terrible, bro. Their fight was terrible, bro.
You're right. Let's move on to the fight of the year.
The fight of the year, possibly. I don't want to sound crazy. Possibly one of the greatest fights I've seen with my own 2 eyes, and I mean, so top 5 of UFC
that you've ever seen.
I put honestly in the past 5 years that the Weili fight. It's probably got to be my top 5 at least. You're crazy. Possibly top 5, top 10. If you look at the body of work that those two put on, let's jump into it. Royval versus Joshua Van goes down in a complete banger 3-round fight. First, because honestly, we had to look at this. Royval didn't have to go into this fight.
No,
we had to give them both props for simply going to this fight because he gained nothing from fighting the top 12.
Exactly.
He gained nothing from this.
But the thing about Joshua Van was for him to step in on short notice and put on the clinic that he did. I think it's much more about Joshua Van than this is Brandon Royval.
Because he beat Royval's volume with accuracy.
Exactly. And it wasn't even accuracy, and I just think the blows that Royval was taking, he was wearing it so miserably. His face looked horrible by the end of the fight.
Yep.
And I think Joshua really just controlled the pace, even though he was going forward. To your point, Brandon, I think Brandon threw more, but when you look at Joshua what he threw, so much better. Josh
shot 67 for significant, 66 for total strikes. Yep. He had a total of 209 strikes. How much do you think of them were significant?
50?
Huh?
Less?
You know that he has in flyweight history the most significant in per minute? Guess again. Multiply it. Multiply 50 by a number.
Over 100.
Over 100.
Wow.
He had 204 significant strikes in the fight, and a total of 209 shots thrown.
Wow.
You look at the accuracy of what he was putting out there, because he was getting tagged. I'm not gonna act like he wasn't getting tagged. Royval had a great fight. Like that's why it was possibly the fight of the year. They both put on. Van put on a clinic.
And he earned himself a title shot, which I think is insane.
Yeah.
I was telling you this last night. I think it was crazy how much Dana cooked.
Dana cooked, which I feel like we're gonna get into that more. Honestly, there was no way he didn't deserve it. Because do you think that Royval won any round? It was a great fight that they went back and forth. What are you gonna say? The first round?
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, no. And it was just very close. Like, that's what I'm saying. Very close. Very smooth. Like the way that they were. Oh, man. That fight had us pumped. Like, that fight had us
I remember
geeked.
telling you after the second round, I was like, man, I wish this was 5.
Because
it was just genuinely so
his
good.
road. You tell him a month ago that he's going to be fighting for a title, which
after fighting 3 weeks short notice,
3 weeks of short notice, come back for another short notice, you deserve it. Like I get why Dana had to make that boss call right there.
And I think it's only fitting to move on to his next opponent in the flyweight division. Co-main event was
the
Alexander
flyweight
Pantoja
goat
versus Kai Kara France. And I think you said it best. I think for me, it's kind of
we had a good debate about it.
We did.
We had a good debate about it. I asked you. I said like,
and I agree with you. He is now. And 30-5. The record really stands out.
Held up before like Klay Thompson. Yeah, like it meant something.
The dominance,
but you know what? Which I love Pantoja. That was a great fight, so it's nothing against him. He's all around one of the best we'll ever possibly see in this division, if not the best.
And he should be ranked pound for pound.
He's ranked number 9. I told you too. Ranked number 9 is insane. Top 5. He should just simply be top 5. When you have him below Alex Pereira and people like that, which I put that it's something against those people. It's not fair.
It's not because
for like Clay,
because his body of work is insane.
Something I'm very upset about. I'm a huge fan, Kai. Like I know that Kai could have simply did so much more. Watching his previous fights, watching how much he advanced in 2022, bro. It's no way. Like when he shot, he was shooting off his punches, which they even said, "Why are you dipping down against Pantoja? You're gonna dip down against the one person you should never dip down against."
Yeah.
It hurt to watch one of my favorites go out like that, especially after he pulled off one of the. I was hurt. Oh, I was hurt.
And I think for Kai, this really puts him in kind of a weird position because this was kind of the fight where everybody looks at Pantoja now and it's like, damn, you've cleared out the whole division. So it's not like Kai's going to get a rematch or anything.
He's not going to get a rematch, but you know what?
And he's not going to get, and I actually don't think if he wins, let's say whoever he fights next, if he wins, I don't think that warrants him a title shot after.
It doesn't, because you want to know what? He deserved it, but he definitely got blessed being the number 4 to get a chance to fight for the belt. It was something that he simply just deserved, and Dana saw that, so he gave him the chance. Obviously didn't work out. And the way that he went down, I knew it was over because it was the same exact. It was almost a replica of round 1. Round 1 and round 3 were basically the same exact thing. He had him on the same takedown, got him on the same technique, put him in the triangle. It was over. Like whenever I see Pantoja, Marab, it's a couple people where that when they get even people like Brandon Moreno got to go into a triangle. When you put someone in a nice triangle and they have nowhere to escape, it's over.
Now, before we jump into the main event, I want to ask you, because Pantoja and Joshua Van will be the next fight in the flyweight championship. Who wins that fight?
Let's be really honest. Van has gained a fan out of, I know the both of us and a lot of people around the world, obviously. There's no way that if he does, that's dark magic being passed from now the Chiefs, the Pacers, now to Van is not possible. It's not possible. His run right here is great because he has everybody's respect. When he goes into that fight, be real, the odds are still going to be around who? Pantoja. Absolutely. We're just smart. That's all.
And Pantoja, I think, just collectively with his ground game, striking, wrestling.
Van one of the best boxers in the UFC right now, if not the best?
The best?
Who's a better boxer? Max?
Yeah. Max. Topuria? Yeah.
Boxer?
You see what he...
Yeah. Boxer?
Yeah.
Gang, you know more boxing than me.
Than Joshua Van?
Gang, like people that box, like even Sean has a good boxing defense. We're talking about boxers, not like you can just throw a good hit like a boxer. Yeah.
Have you watched Ilia Topuria? He outboxed.
Did you watch Ilia? You had a good prediction last week. Jump into it.
I was joking.
Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, main event. This was
a crazy fight that lasted 2 minutes and 27 seconds.
It was a heartbreak though. I was hurt even though I guessed that Ilia was going to win.
I was saying Charles, hoping that it was going to manifest
something.
Deep down, I thought obviously Ilia was probably going to walk through him. But I will say this: I wasn't a fan of Ilia before this fight. I'm not saying that I'm a fan now, but
I don't know
I
feel like you don't have to be
a liking for him. I I think he's a great fighter. And how he knocked out Charles Oliveira was so brutal.
It was brutal, but the fact that he did it,
really, the run that he's going on right now, Topuria, I hope you know, we're genuinely could be watching one of the UFC greats.
Let's be real. He's collecting all of your superheroes Infinity Stones. Volk's out of there. Max out of there. Charles Dubronx is now out of there. He's collecting everyone like this. You want to know who couldn't do it like this? Islam could not do it like this. Let's be honest. Nobody right now is getting people out this fast. And you want to know who made a mistake? Which we don't know who let it happen. Who the hell let Patty's fat ass get up on the octagon?
Exactly. Because I think that actually really hurt the UFC.
Who the hell let Patty's fat ass get up on the octagon?
I slept on it because I know you and me talked about it yesterday. But when Patty came in, I was kind of excited, and you were kind of looking at me like, hey,
I told you why.
And I really slept on it and thought about it. It was a mistake because Arman was in there.
And I said this. In the exact moment. I said that was the fight that Charles was going to make.
You know what? I think they're blessing Ilia because they made Ilia fight these people, and they're blessing Ilia with the fight that he wants now.
You can bless, but I don't.
And I
honestly, I think he actually does want that. Yeah, he wants it, but he also because when he turned around, I said, "Who is he talking to, Arman?" And then they cut the cameras to Patty's oily, just his face. His face. I told you, his face. If you look at his face and not his body, he looks 260 pounds.
Ilia versus Arman would have been an awesome fight.
A very good fight.
So I hope that ends up happening.
Because Arman was the backup for this fight.
But I think Dana really just got pressured into that now. And I think he has no way out.
Now because he knows that Ilia wants it to. Almost to a point. Like he in the little push that he gave off.
Whose fault this was kind of?
Don't say Joe.
I love him. It was kind of Joe's fault. Joe's like, come in. Come on, get in here.
Joe kind of
like, what
just
are you doing,
he just simply initiated it, and then it took a turn, and Patty got up in his face. You think you're gonna choke me up? You think you're gonna choke me up?
You're not gonna knock me out, lad. You're not gonna knock me out, lad.
That's the 14th. Is that the 14th personality that just came out, bro? But oh my god.
But when we look at Ilia, I think the Arman fight would have been a lot more entertaining than Patty.
We're not even talking about how it happened. Like, we're not even talking about the fight. The man went in there, told Charles
that he was going to knock him out.
And he said, no, he didn't say I'm going to knock you out. He said, I'm sorry I had to do this in front of your family. Went in there with the straightest face.
Celebrated the night before, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. Went to
celebrated the night before.
Had a full cheers and speech and everything.
Which is crazy. And I think that speaks to his greatness.
Yeah.
And I think an Arman fight would have been a lot better, but we didn't get it. And I'm upset.
Double champ.
And I'm assuming he beats Patty in your eyes.
That's why I don't think it's a good fight. That's why I look at you. That's not a good fight.
Because that's the fight they're going to make.
If you beat Charles in the first round, the fact that Charles was able to get slept like that tells me so much about Ilia. Like, that is, because, that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like I said this a lot too. Charles goes down so much in the first round. His first rounds are like,
he does, and when you look at Ilia, he was just such a bad matchup.
If you go down to people like Volk, you go down to people like honestly, there was no way he was gonna get up. It was no way that he was gonna get out of that first round, actually.
And I knew when the first time when he knocked him down and he was on the ground
and he waited
for Herb to stand him up.
But no, actually no, he does that. He does that a lot. He does that a lot,
but he usually doesn't wait for Herb to get him up.
Yes, he does.
No, he'll get up earlier.
People don't like to go down to Charles. Yes, he does. You're gonna forcibly go down to Charles?
Oh no, I'm talking about how when Herb stands him up.
I know, yeah, and he was laying back like this.
Sometimes Charles won't wait for Herb to get him. He'll just actually stand up.
I thought you meant like okay.
When he stayed down to get rest, I knew he was really hurt.
Yeah.
So.
Dog, his eyebrow was hanging off of his face.
Hanging off of his face.
Like, Jesus. I mean,
and this really hurts Charles, I think, because he's not going to get a title shot for a while.
He's 35, basically about to turn 36. if he had this second title run, it would be about 1-2 defenses, and then where would it go? And I don't mean the no respect because that's Du Bronx. It's Lion King. I don't know,
and I don't even see him defending a belt if he won it because I don't. But my thing is, I don't see a path of him winning it anyway. So
that was the path with Ilia just standing in front of it, which sucks. That sucks. You want to know what though? Who had the best fight against Ilia? Volk, Max, Charles, or Bryce Mitchell, or Josh Emmett?
Whoa.
I'm just asking the questions, right?
That's crazy. Wow.
Let's just ask the questions.
His fight with Josh Emmett was
the fight with Josh Emmett. Bryce Mitchell tagged the hell out of him. Bryce Mitchell, we only got to get into him, but the fact that he got in the octagon and tagged Ilia more than like 2 or 3, like he was tagging him.
Absolutely. And I think
I don't know.
And even those names that you just brought up, though, I know Bryce Mitchell we laugh at now, but back then
he was a contender.
Ilia's fought some good.
He's fought some good people
in the UFC.
I told you he's collecting Infinity Stones right now.
He is.
You see what Connor said? Connor said, "Congrats on winning my old titles, Ilia. 3 KOs back to back is very good. No one can deny the knockout." I like Ilia. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm glad he likes him. I think that's cool.
Is he better than Connor was? Give me some explanation. Be honest. Is he better than Connor was? From what he's doing?
I think at this stage, yes. Right now, yes, because I think the competition he's fought up until now was a lot better. And I think in the way that he beat you is just so much more spectacular than Connor did. Like Ilia would knock you out cold.
And it shouldn't have even taken you that long. Ilia's a better striker. Yeah. He's better on the feet. He's better on the ground. He's a better all-around fighter.
I definitely think Ilia and Connor's legacy is the same.
It's very identical. It's very for him to be. He got the chip at the same age. Basically, was like undefeated at the same age. Like it almost kind of all goes up. You want to know what I was surprised about? Which if it's coming from me, I actually mean it. Justin Gaethje. Why are you showing Justin Gaethje? Yeah, Justin Gaethje said, that's what I'm saying. Dana was actually calling shots last night. Like he was on some bullshit last night. He said on the post, if you feel like you need to retire if you're not gonna get a title shot when you don't deserve it, which that's my favorite fighter, you don't deserve it, retire.
Yeah.
Retire. My bad. Retire. Let it go. Yeah. Simply. I mean,
yeah. And
that was surprising by me.
We were just talking about, legacy.
Yeah.
And carrying a legacy and carrying the flag. And that just brings me to my next topic. Cooper Flag. The first overall pick in the NBA draft.
It's almost like a beat switch, like in music. You do like beat switches.
Selected by the Dallas Mavericks. We look at this NBA draft, and I think there's a lot of hidden talent. And I think we should get into that first. But before we get into that, because obviously I just wanted to transition into our NBAs. The NBA champion.
Go on ahead.
I'll let you grab yours. I don't want to be disrespectful. The NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder, beat the Indiana Pacers in 7 games. Final score 108-91. I don't even have that pulled up. I just know it off the dome.
You should. That should be straight off the top of your head. That score should be in your head engraved.
And there's a lot to break down.
Yes, there is.
And as a Thunder fan, I can be real and I can admit.
Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel.
I'm not taking anything away from this ring. I will celebrate it as a fan, and I love it. It will always count as a real ring. There's no asterisk. But Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt, even when he got hurt, I was like, oh my, no. I was so. First of all, I felt so horrible for him because he's such a great player. He's just a likable dude. So to see him go down, especially with an Achilles, because we knew immediately it was an Achilles. That the game was just going to shift. I knew it was probably going to shift in our favor because with him being out. But, all in all, you smiling, bro. Chill
No,
out.
go on.
Chill out.
I'm like, gang, because I'm proud. Like, gang, y'all, it's like, you know what? It took y'all 17 years to get a chip. A lot of teams could never say that. It took y'all 17.
But yeah, do I think the outcome would have been different had Tyrese Halliburton played? No, I think OKC still would have won, just being at home, having that momentum.
Yeah.
That third quarter offensive avalanche that they put on, it was just textbook OKC. And listen, Tyrese is a great offensive player. I do not think he is that tremendous defensively. I think that run would have still happened. So give me OKC in maybe a closer game, maybe 8-6 points. If I'm trying to predict, but yeah, shout out OKC. What did you make on it, Ayden Jones?
Before I mean, the game happened. We don't even got to really get into Tyrese. The Thunder, like Aaron Wiggins said, went from being the black hole of the NBA, putting up 21, 22 win games 4 years ago. Y'all just won the title with y'all scoring leader having one of the best years that we've seen in years.
NBA history.
Literally years that we've seen. This is years. One of the best teams that we've seen assembled. And I think for all of our young cats like me and you, we just saw an AAU team win an NBA championship. Simply, we just saw kids similar to our age just win a title against vets. Vets start all of that. And wiping them out.
And obviously, we always have to ask this question when we talk about OKC and them winning the championship. Yeah. Does this put them in a path to become a dynasty?
I want to say yes. Only thing that's in their way, second apron, which we had to talk about. Second apron, OKC is possibly the one team in the whole league, including like everybody out of the whole league, that can actually somehow surpass the second apron.
Yeah.
You guys have one player, two players that can possibly get shot from that. And you got to obviously choose one. Who's it going to be? Hartenstein? That's the only player that you have to give up. Look at people like Boston Celtics. Kristaps gone. Drew's gone. For not even like, I'm not saying a bag of chips, but for what you possibly could have got before this was added to the NBA, you had to think about it. Yep. Your guys' picks are all there. Like you guys are set. You guys don't have.
And obviously, today they just re-signed. Not
J-Dub,
not
J-Dub,
Jalen Williams,
Mr. Triple Dub.
Yeah, Jalen Williams off of their bench for a 3-year, $24 million deal, which I think is a good deal. I think that's a good.
I think it's a good deal. It's not a steal. It's a good deal.
It's good.
Very good deal.
It's good contractually too. No. Well, I think it is. $8 million a year is okay, especially in the leagues.
Yeah.
Today's economy with the league. Come on now.
Do you think with him getting paid more, are they going to expect more out of him? Or do you think they're just kind of guaranteeing more playing time?
I actually think he becomes a much larger role off the bench. I think he genuinely steps into that backup power forward role.
I thought he was a pretty big role. I think just in these playoff series, it was just the matchups.
It was the matchups.
I simply think the matchups. And you have a smart coach who realized that it's hard over feelings at the point.
Yeah.
You have to kind of
he played a lot in Memphis and Denver.
Yeah, exactly. It's simply just matchups.
Yeah.
It's matchups.
Yeah. Like I don't think he would have matched up well with against Julius Randle and stuff, or obviously in this series, a Siakam or a Miles Turner.
But when he got in the game, even if it was not throwaway minutes, but when he got in the game, he still played.
Yeah, he
still did good.
Could knock down the three.
Still good. He got his pay. He got his pay.
Absolutely.
Y'all, I mean,
because you're the expert. Because
here we go.
You have to educate me a little bit, because I know I had a little while back on the episode. I didn't know what school Walter Clayton went to. You clown me for it, so forgive me. But the NBA draft just concluded this week, obviously, with the consensus number one pick, Cooper Flag.
We can go past. We know where that number one was going. But it gets important.
But here's what I want to ask you about this Cooper Flag pick.
Mm-hmm.
Is Dallas the one threat to Oklahoma City in the West?
You can't say that that's like the one threat. Like they're about to just be this number 2 team. Is that what we're thinking? They're the number 2 team already.
Healthy?
Say it one more time.
Healthy. Exactly. Which is the big question. What do you think?
Coop going to the Mavericks obviously is possibly the one place that any number one team would ever want to go to start off. Not necessarily with the Nico system and how they kind of let things plan out this past year. Because the only thing that I think as a Cooper, like if I'm in Cooper's head, how good do I have to simply be to not get let go? After seeing what someone did, All NBA, All Star, Finals appearance, like it, to see all of that, what could I possibly do to outshine that? That's the only thing in my head. But you look at the team that he has surrounded against him. If AD's out, you still got Lively to train you.
Yep.
Still got Gafford. Guess who's throwing you lobs? Guess who's teaching you how to be someone that a guard needs? Kyrie Irving. You have
good pieces in general. I think Najee Marshall's
you excellent off the bench, who I think will possibly be an assistant coach in maybe 10 years. Like, you have everything that you could possibly want. Everything you could possibly want.
I totally agree.
I think for him,
and I think he has all the tools to be Rookie of the Year.
Now, I would hope so with this, because
I actually think in the beginning of the year, I think there's going to be a lot more responsibility that falls on him.
And I hope that this makes sense. I feel like this, because he's better to me than Chet. I don't say disrespect. He's better than Chet. Chet against Wemby, when we were talking about the Rookie of the Year, who had a better team? I'm just being for real. Who had a better team? Chet or Wemby? Chet or Wemby?
Chet. That's fine. Wemby's better than Chet. What did you say about?
I'm just saying
he has a good team. You said Cooper Flag.
Oh no, I'm saying against anybody. When you have a good team like this and you're the number one, he's going to win Rookie of the Year. Either way.
You're saying Cooper Flag is better than Chet Holmgren right now.
Yes, you're crazy if you don't think so.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you're weird.
Really?
We haven't seen Cooper Flag play.
Cooper Flag is better than Chet Holmgren right now. I'm crazy for saying that. No, not at all.
We haven't seen him play.
We saw Cooper Flag playing against grown men.
Hold on.
We saw Cooper Flag catch an alley-oop over who was that? KD, Joel Embiid's head, and put it back over while they looked at him in awe.
That. Now here's my question to you, because you're my draft magician.
Man, stop this madness.
What pick are you looking at that you like the most in the draft?
VJ or VJ. Trey is nice too. I hope you know Trey is a mini KD. I hope you know that Trey going to the Wizards is almost like the Wizards somehow manifesting KD never going home. If that makes sense. Trey,
he's just a really shorter KD though. He's only 6'5".
Really dog. I hope he's like when he get lengthy, he just play like a tall guard. Yeah. He is like, go watch Trey's highlights. But VJ hungry. Like, he's hungry to play. And I think this is what the 76ers need. You got Joel, where I don't think Joel has spoken a word to us since March, I think so. Paul George, Tyrese, I'm pretty sure we don't know what he's going to be doing. VJ is going to be the piece that they can work out with. You got him with another good pick from first round last year, McCain. It's going to be a good pick for the 76ers. Who you got? You like somebody else in this draft?
No, I love Echkame. I think, what he kind of reminds me of?
Let me hear.
Kind of reminds me of Russ a little bit.
That's fair.
Reminds me a little bit like Russ, because the shooting's not all there. Great defensively, great athlete.
Yeah,
he's a good playmaker. He can get to the rim. He kind of like, you know what? I don't know if this might be a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah,
like a Short Thompson type.
Calm down. You know what I did think that you guys were gonna get? I thought you guys were gonna get that dude from Illinois. Where did he go? Let me slide down. The Riley dude, Will Riley.
Oh,
I thought that weirdly he would have panned out with y'all. Which I know that you guys got a good all around
Thomas Sorber,
center, like power forward. Y'all got some good
from
good
Georgetown,
pick,
yeah.
But I thought y'all because I thought he would have won something like that.
No, but obviously the big pick and the big story is the number 5th pick from the Utah Jazz, Ace Bailey from Rutgers. Obviously he has touched down in Utah after not training with any teams for his pre-draft workouts.
Dog, he touched down literally yesterday.
The
draft was 4 days ago, dog.
Exactly. What do you make on Ace Bailey's whole holding out of draft and trying to basically pick where he goes? What were your thoughts on that whole process?
I hope that this whole process, like you said, I hope that this whole process showed him that you will never be bigger than the system. Ooh. Ever in your life. Never. Yeah. You want to know you have to be at such a high level to possibly be considered to be bigger than the system. So for you to think that you would come into the league demanding things, it's crazy.
Because Ace Bailey has great potential to be a good player, but he really needs to fix the way he approaches this opportunity. Because
I'm gonna be honest.
In my opinion, we were talking about it before the episode that this is a perfect fit for him.
It's a nice fit.
He'll be able to take shots. He'll be able
I'm gonna be really honest. If I'm Ace Bailey, and if you watch his highlights, I would have the same demeanor. I should be able to demand stuff. You want to know what should happen? Your agent should be in your ear like every other agent who's talking to the 18-year-old through 22-year-olds who's going into league.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't run this, dog. You have to simply comply and understand this is a system. Because now, that's the thing. Like you said, you're in a good system. You're in a good place.
Yep.
Danny not going to go for none of that. I hope you know Danny Ainge is not going for any of that.
Any of it.
You know who has to guard him now in practice too, who's going to be a dog? Colin Sexton is going to put a young bull on him and train that dude to simply like get it going, dog. Be a young man and go play basketball. Because he's nice. He's nice.
But can I be quite honest with you and who I think won this draft?
Yeah.
I actually think the Phoenix Suns did a good job drafting.
Phoenix Suns had a pretty good draft.
I like what they did getting the center out of Duke.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know how to pronounce his name, my guy.
Because it was a trade. You talking about just the big African dude. I don't know how to pronounce it either. I don't know how to pronounce it either. But that was a beautiful trade. Because did you see how much he was crying when he got drafted, bro? Tears in the eyes.
I think he's a guy who has 7 foot wingspan. He's a great shot blocker, great defender. He's a lob threat. Yeah. He's athletic, and I think it's perfect for D-Book, and because that's what they need to go back to.
Yep.
They need to scrap everything down and build it back around D-Book when they got like CP and all that, and they went to the finals. Do that again.
Yeah.
Do that again. Phoenix could literally be such a good team if they just didn't try that super team shit.
Yeah.
They need to find a destination for Bradley Beal. If they get nothing back in return, it's fine. Just get rid of the contract.
That's fair.
Sign some shooters. Start rebuilding slowly. Maybe D-Book can recruit somebody to pull up next year. Or maybe he can get somebody to pull up this year if they trade Bradley soon enough.
Yeah.
And then we could talk playoffs with them.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm going to say 2 teams who I think had a better draft. First, the people that we were just talking about, the Jazz. You got Ace. And then not even that. You got a very good trade in Walter Clayton Jr. He got drafted by the Wizards and got traded to the Utah Jazz. And now you're talking.
Him and
now
Ace
you're
could be
talking.
Cool.
It'll be cool, and then because I'm pretty sure Kessler's he's most likely out. I don't know if I don't see how they're kind of gonna keep him this year. So I don't know what that's going. But you still have pieces over there that can still work out. And if not, I'll take a Walter and Ace Bailey little duo. I have no fear with that because now you look, they got the little rookie from last year who's starting to hoop. They got some nice touches.
But I'll tell you what, you know who won the draft completely overall?
I got one.
We about to say it?
I got one more. So
I got one more.
I'm gonna go with mine first.
3, 2, 1.
Pelicans. Stop.
You're so weird.
Fears. You got Fears. You traded
Queen.
You traded Queen. The Hawks sold. The Hawks sold. You got
Derek Queen.
They got the other dude from Georgetown. Like, bro, yes. They won the draft. They won the draft.
Derek Queen is going to be such a good
Zero
center.
Fears is simply going to be the steal. Zero Fears will possibly be the steal. Trey, and maybe Queen could possibly be steals of the draft. Steals.
Jeremiah Fears is so good because I think his ball handle and his way.
Man, he a hooper. Like he just go get buckets, dog. Like he hoop like a grown man.
Is crazy.
He hoop like a grown man,
so
bro.
I think him, and now you're pairing him with Derek Queen. That's just going to be an awesome pairing to see. And I think they could be building something over in New Orleans.
I feel like it doesn't matter, but I got to talk about it. You know,
oh, wow.
We got a good pick. No. For us and I have any pick at all, to be 49th, I'm sorry, man. Tyrese Proctor, I'm taking you. And you want to know what? Oh, he can't make free throws. He was injured. He was injured. He was injured.
You're talking about the 40 what pick?
Yes. I'm talking about my dog. I'm talking about my dog. Yes. Because I got my jersey. I don't need to pick nothing up. We got to steal. I had to tell you, we got to steal. And guess what? It's going to work out. And guess what else happened? Lonzo Ball traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers straight up for Isaac Okoro.
What were your thoughts on that trade?
Very happy with that trade. You want to know what? We lose a dog. We lose a very good defensive dog with Isaac Okoro, but I'm happy that he gets to go to a destination where he can finally hoop. It's nowhere you got to get put back on the bench. You got to be behind DeAndre Hunter and then everybody else sitting right there. If Lonzo Ball can give us more than just 30 games, shit, maybe even 16. Shit, just play for us, please. Just play. Just play.
And I think if he just plays, he can generally have a good impact for the Cavs.
And you asked me. Well, no, I think I asked you. What does this mean for DG? Because I think it secures DG actually more.
I said that this does not secure DG, and it actually puts his job at jeopardy.
Tell me why though.
And the reason why I believe that is because I think Lonzo is a much better defensive guard than DG is, and I think pairing him with Donovan Mitchell is just so it complements him so much better than them two being out there. And I think if you can get it depends what you can give for. I wonder what the market is for DG right now, because I thought y'all was gonna get KD. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no. Once we offered that KD trade and it did not go through, we're not doing that much offers anymore. I hope you know that Lonzo will most likely come off of the bench. I'm going to say it again. He's most likely going to come off of the bench because a lot of the times when I'm watching the game, when DG or Don are on the floor by themselves, Don carries himself very well. DG, he's such a passer that I need to just have a little bit more. And his defense is also, and it's a struggle.
I think this year is going to be so important for the Cavs. And I think this is honestly, I don't want to scare you, Twin, but this is like a make or break here for the Cavs.
It's a make or break. This is our bounce back year. Tyrese out.
Because
everybody's out. No disrespect, Tyrese out. Dame's out. JT.
It's the
Knicks if they can find a coach that's other than Don Stanley. That's fair.
I just yawned at Knicks coaching vacancy. My bad. I'm sorry. This is gonna sound so bad to me. I don't think
honestly, because I really have they may just call you and try to offer you a job, gang. Do you want to go coach the New York Knicks? No. That's no. Damn,
the thing is, I thought Mike Malone made the most sense for New York.
Yeah.
Or you know what, Mike Brown too.
That was our main two.
I mean, I'm really surprised that neither of those names have popped up yet. I think maybe both of them just chilling off the job right now.
Which is kind of crazy.
No, which is fair. I don't think especially for Mike Malone.
Have they offered it?
I'm not sure.
Exactly, because we're getting news of everybody that they're offering from what we know, obviously.
Yeah. Which
it's a little wild.
But I think this is a make or break year for the Cavs, and it's definitely going to be a fun NBA season, but I think a more interesting one than we're used to because of the injuries that we're going to start off with for the year. You're going to see a lot of new faces. You're going to see a lot of young players playing in the beginning of the year, and I actually think it's going to make for a fun, exciting season, believe it or not. I think you're going to see a lot of these rookies. Like I said, I think VJ. Yeah. I think Ace, if he fixed the attitude, Jeremiah, Dylan Harper. I mean, Queen.
It's a lot. But you want to know what?
There's so many guys that I think can make an impact.
It's so many injuries, though, bro.
There is.
It's so many injuries.
And I know that. And I know Adam Silver's looking into that and seeing what he can do. It's the low tops.
It's the low cuts.
I think you can't wear the low cuts. They're not for basketball.
It's low cuts, and I explained to Dame's dad last night. Pause. Yeah. When you are trained, because I just feel like, why are you there, bro? What? When you are training from the age 8 years old, 7 years old, AAU tournaments, 5-6 games a day, you go up, you do the same thing in high school games, college. AAU on the weekend, college maybe for 1 year, however long you go, and then you hit the NBA. It's almost like having a track record as a running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
When you get to that main spot and your body is so on wear and tear, dog, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Because I'm not saying it's bound to happen, which let's cross our fingers. It's almost bound to happen. One little move and it's over. Tyrese had 9 points in 12 minutes. One move and it's over. It's over. That sucks. That sucks.
It really does. And I think especially even the ones in the early rounds, like maybe the Bucks would have won.
Maybe they wouldn't even be there.
Maybe there's so many.
But that's every year. That's every year. If KD didn't get. KD had 11 points in 12 minutes.
But I also think with the calf injury, I think this will just be a further example to not play a player on a calf injury, no matter how important the game is, because now their season next year might.
But you
be
know
in jeopardy,
what?
in my
You asked Tyrese right now,
he would have still played.
He would have still did it.
No,
knowing what have happened, he would have still did it.
You gotta respect it, but
would have still did it because now he's engraved into the Pacers' legacy. Because now you know what? What if?
What if?
What if? Because guess what? The Pacers would have won.
That's totally
most likely.
That's totally real.
Pacers would have won. I mean, because I feel like I didn't get into. I just can I get 2 more minutes? Be real. They somehow went up into the second half, and that was like 15 minutes after Tyrese got hurt.
Yeah.
Third quarter, I get you guys turned up. Avalanche. You guys turned up because you guys
held it in the fourth.
I hope you know that there was a lot of things said in that halftime.
Okay.
The fact that you guys were down with Tyrese out.
Oh,
let's slide past it. Of course.
Can't wait to wear my 2025 NBA championship.
Pacers would have won the NBA Finals. He got a good runaway.
Before we stop this, I want to talk about something real quick.
What's up?
I want to talk about our future plans for the Get Back, and just the future stuff we want to do for the Get Back. I know you get all blushy face when we talk about this stuff. But we talk a lot. Obviously, with the closure of the NBA Finals, the end of the NBA draft, as we head into, I want to see the end of the offseason for the NFL, where we will be back every Wednesday for the Get Back podcast.
We're making that switch.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Not only is season 3 will start week 1 of the NFL season, which we're super excited for, and just a couple stuff we want to get into. Obviously, you guys can comment down below. I know maybe in the YouTube videos where he's gonna put this on. I know it's gonna be up on the YouTube, but what do you guys want to see from us content wise? I know me and I know
thoughts.
Yeah, me and Abe been talking about streaming. I think we're definitely gonna dabble into getting down streaming.
That's a new world, man. Y'all gonna have to see a new side of the Get Back.
Y'all definitely gonna see a new
side of the
Get Back for sure. Which we're excited about that because we'll always come back on Wednesday, reel it in, talk ball with y'all, which I think is always fun. So me and him definitely gonna dabble with the streaming soon. So you guys are stay tuned for that.
We gonna make this offseason fun.
And we
gonna make this offseason
down
fun.
Below. Whether I know we got our little one-on-one game coming up. He ducking me.
I'm ducking him.
He's been ducking, but it's okay. But that's all I gotta say about
camera, I've been whooping his ass since '86, man. Welcome back to the Get Back Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm your host, Damian Dusten Ayden Jones.